Nathan Hoy! Nathan!
You're good. Hey, what's up, Rob?
Lots of nice shirts here tonight.
I tried.
Yeah. Nathan Hoy, everybody! I'm a little bit nervous because I'm not actually going to be funny tonight. Something happened the last 2 months that kind of has been running around in my head, and I wanted to share it with you a little bit. I work with teenage guys in my free time. It's not my job, it's what I do for fun. Specifically junior high boys. In December, one of my boys, he's 12 years old, started getting some serious headaches. And they took him, shortly after Christmas, they took him to the doctor. Doctor said, we're going to keep you for a while. And 2 days in, being a good leader type person, I decided to call his dad, be like, hey, how's he doing? Do you want me to come by and say hi, whatever? And I called his dad, and his dad says, well, we're on our way home right now. And the doctor says that what he has is called a cavernoma. It's a malformation of the blood vessels inside the skull, and basically what happens is they get misformed in there, and then they bleed. And it puts pressure on your brain, and it's very bad. And then he went on to say they're going to have him back in a week or so for an MRI, and they're going to have him back in a week after that for a surgery, and he should be out the next day. It's a routine procedure, and he's going to be fine. And then about a week after that, they had him in for an MRI, and a week after that, they had him in for the surgery. It took 2 days instead of 1, but he's out, and he's going to be fine. And I sat there. The thing that really stuck with me was when I got off the phone with his dad. I sat there and I stared at my phone and I said, I just had a conversation in which brain surgery, routine procedure, and out the next day were held in the same sentence. And I sat there and I was just in awe. I thought, this is awesome. I remember being a kid. When I was 10 years old, I went to summer camp. And the counselors one night at the camp decided we were going to take all the kids up to the top of a mountain and camp out overnight up there, just us and our sleeping bags and some s'mores. They gave each of the kids a big plastic garbage bag. We threw whatever we couldn't live without in that bag, and we each carried it up the mountain. Your sleeping bag, your pillow, teddy bear if you had to have it. And off we went. We got to the top of the mountain, we had our s'mores, it was awesome, we had a lot of fun. And about the time we're ready to all go to sleep on the ground, a storm rolls in. And it's like the storm rolls in. And there's this tiny camper's shelter up there that's usually used to hold firewood. And 50 kids plus counselors are all jammed in this little tiny firewood shelter. 50 kids plus counselors except for 2. Myself and one other girl dumped our sleeping bags out on the ground. They could fend for themselves. We made raincoats out of them and walked out to the edge of the cliff. And sat on the edge of this cliff looking out over a valley you could see for miles. And the rain poured down, the thunder rolled, and when the lightning flashed, you could see everything. It was like fireworks from on high. It was amazing. And I felt awe. Several years later, I remember standing on a cliff top that is a different cliff top, looking out over another large expanse. It's called the Grand Canyon, not because it's small, but if you look down, the river is very, very tiny. But I remember standing on top of that cliff top, looking out over everything, and just kind of being like, oh, so that's what that looks like. This huge chasm that has inspired writers and artists and musicians, and I couldn't have cared less. Maybe it was the fact that we had traveled down the West Coast and back up and back down again for the last 2 weeks, seeing every natural wonder that my parents could pack into our 3-week vacation. Maybe it was the fact that I was tired. Maybe it was the fact that I was a teenager and being I don't care was my profession at the time. Maybe it was the fact that there was a Game Boy and a Discman waiting for me back in the car and I had a save game to get back to. But I look back on that today and I kind of feel sad because I clearly missed something. And I don't understand what I missed, but it's gone. And so that's part of why I look at things like conversations that involve brain surgery and he's going to be fine. Or things like the fact that I can personally move 1,375 pounds worth of steel forward using just my pinky and my toe. This is my pinky, not this. I should get better at that. I know my fingers, I really do. That sometimes just stops me and fills me with awe. That I have a kid who just this last Wednesday came to hang out with us. We had a Nerf war. We threw tables down in a gym. Every kid took guns, running at each other, running and gun. He's vaulting tables with the rest of them. Don't tell his mom I said that. And he was fine. And to me, that is awesome. Nathan Hoy, everybody! Motherfucker can spin a yarn. God damn, I was on the edge of my seat.